What's up, everybody? My name is Shinwa Hawk, and here's the story of how I met Mr. George Benson. So, I'm at my gig in northern New Jersey at this Japanese restaurant, and this is the first time I'm performing my original music, so I was super nervous. And I'm standing in a part of the restaurant that's kind of blocking the path from some of the other patrons, and I'm talking to some friends, so naturally I step back to move out of the way so people can get through. Well, when I stepped back, I started falling. I fell backwards into a pond that was in the middle of this restaurant that I didn't know was there. I didn't see it when I walked in. I fall in the pond. I'm wearing the clothes that I'm performing in, so I have no other option of clothes. I'm all kind of confused. I get out of the thing. I'm soaking wet. I look over to the area where the stage is, and seated over there is a gentleman. He looks up at me and he says, "Are you okay?" And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And I kind of looked down, and then I looked back up, and I said, wait a minute. This guy looks like George Benson. And so I walk over to him and I said, excuse me. I said, are you George Benson? Now, mind you, I'm soaking wet. I mean, everything is wet. And he says, yes, I am. And I said, well, I'm Shinwa Hawk. I said, so nice to meet you. And I went on to tell him that I was going to perform that evening. I was performing some of my original material, and I asked him, I said, can you stay? And he said, sure, I'll stay. And I'm freaking out because it's George Benson, And so I get on stage, soaking wet, performing my songs. 2 songs into my set, he gets up and leaves. I'm crushed. I'm like, okay, life is over. George Benson hates me. He hates my music. He's leaving in the middle of my set. And I noticed that before he left, he walked over to my sister who was there that night, and he whispered something to her and he walked away. So the rest of the show, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what did he say to my sister? Like, what? And I'm like trying to speed through the set to get off stage. Now it's not even about like this being my first performance, first time I'm doing my original material. Now it's about what did George Benson say to my sister? So I get off stage, go right to my sister. What did he say? She's like, he left me his phone number. He wants you to call him. And that was a moment that I will cherish for the rest of my life because I got to talk to George Benson. He gave me advice about business. He gave me advice about music. He gave me advice about singing. He told me stories of other legendary performers that I loved. So when I got the opportunity to record his song, Love Times Love, it was like a perfect full circle moment. And the perfect way for me to pay homage to this legend that I've admired my whole life, whose music I used to practice to when I was a kid. So this has been quite an honor. I hope you enjoyed the song. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm pretty sure George Benson remembers the night he met me. I'm the guy that fell in the pond right before I got on stage in this Japanese restaurant. But I'm grateful that I fell in that pond because I probably never would have been bold enough to actually walk up to him and introduce myself. So anyway, moments like that are priceless. Memories like this are priceless. I hope you enjoy the song Love Times Love. Thank you so much.